I'm not as set up as I would like to be for this, but I'm hoping this will be fun at least. So like I mentioned, I've been playing Elden Ring. I've platinumed Elden Ring. And I have, I decided I'm going to be playing as Wolverine in playing New Game Plus. And I believe I'm ready to take that leap right now. Yeah, so hopefully nothing crazy happens. I believe you have to go back to the table for this. Someone mentioned coming over here, so... Oh, it's on the table, isn't it? No? No. How do I start New Game Plus? Did this ever open? Right now I'm gonna have to Google it. I'm gonna go up. Check where Gideon used to be, see if it's there. I like how they've made it so you can't attack in here. Because many of us, when playing Demon Souls, accidentally attacked at the wrong time. That's not a ladder. Try a ladder. But it's not, yeah, it doesn't do anything. Trolls. And, yep, we did Dung Eater. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to look it up. Elden Ring. I'm pretty sure I got all the larval tears, yeah. Good on that, okay, so... How to start. Table of Lost Grace at the Round Table Hold. I thought I tried resting at the table. Sorry, Owen, I wasn't looking at I wasn't looking at the chat. Yeah, I could have sworn I tried. I attempted that. Praise fire. Main circular table. You have. There we go. My bad. Alright, here we go. New Game Plus. As Wolverine. By the way, I was going to do this in a Wolverine mask, and I can't find my Wolverine mask. Kind of sad about that.
Tell a story.
Oh, I'll have fun, Owen. Don't worry. So I'm gonna skip the intro.
Was shattered.
For those of you who are aware, the Elden Ring was shattered. It's a big mystery of like what actually happened. I'm not gonna spoil things in this playthrough. I'm going to play it as if it was the first time I was playing. I just happen to have the gear that carried over. Though the path be broken and uncertain, claim your place as Elden Lord. Let's do it. New Game Plus. Wolverine. Let's see how I do. Oh, Hook Claws did level them up all the way. I'm level 175, I think. 175, right there. So we'll see how I do. Definitely should have cashed out some of my runes. I'm sitting here with 166,000 runes. Okay. Okay, hold on. So I've got that. I get all my weapons too. I mean, I get all my spells. Dude. Okay. Okay. Let's do this thing. Of course, I start making stupid mistakes because I'm trying to do something and I shouldn't be trying to do what I'm doing, because that's how it goes. Jump you even. Don't you... No. I'm taking you down. Eek. Yeah, I don't know what I expected here. Actually, I do know what I expected. I expected to not forget how to dual wield over here, and like I said, it was just me being dumb. So, see how we do. This is not the start that I wanted out of New Game Plus, but it's the start that we get. And you're just gonna ignore my roars. That's fine. You know what? That's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. So there we go. First boss down. New Game Plus. Let's go! Look, we all know what's going to happen there. You fall off the cliff if you go off that way. I don't want to fall off the cliff. I want... Is there a side of grace that I just... Apparently not. So I did it. Revenge, yep. For those who come back, so you can come back here if you die to the tutorial boss. You can come back and kill the tutorial boss. I guess you have to die. Yep, I figured. It's a lot of souls to lose though, so I better find them miraculously. Is all I gotta say. So we're found here by Melina. I keep wanting to call her Mylena from Mortal Kombat. To brave tarnish, take the plunge of learning and remembrance. Recall the arts of war and your warrior's blood. So we'll just do this just kind of as a warm-up. Because we've already gone through, regular, and thankfully, runes carried over. But yeah, we already did, just adjust that so I can see a little better. So we've already played the game, so we're going to just kind of go through the tutorial as a warm-up before we jump in here. Yeah, but it's going to ask me to lock onto targets and stuff, and we don't really care. We're doing our thing, so I don't care about any of that. I know how to dodge. I know how to dodge. I also know how to hit the wrong button. That's my other mutant power that no one asked for. Jump, the best addition to a Souls game. I cannot tell you. It's a pet peeve of mine. All my inventory carried over. It's a pet peeve of mine in games when I can't jump. And I think it just makes me feel like I'm stifled, I'm stuck, and I can't do what I want to do. Even if the game doesn't really require jump. It's not a game, it's just an RPG that, has no jumping, and I still want to jump. It's fun. Everyone has fun when they're jumping, right? I mean, Yep, so armaments have special abilities. This is my skill right there. Crouching makes it harder for them to hear me, I mean. So we'll do a little stabby stab. Yep, so this is, like I mentioned, this is Wolverine build. I heal. This is about night ahead. Oh, let's go this way. Yep, charged attacks. They're really fun. Yeah, so Wolverine build, just to go over it real quick. Hook claws, keen, so we're scaling off our dexterity. We've got the claw mark seal for any sorceries that need to, incantations we need to cast. We're using Erdtree's Favor 2, really just to bump our HP and stamina and equip load. We don't even care about equip load. We've got the Godskin Swaddling Cloth that'll successive attacks will restore our HP. We have the Assassin's Crimson Dagger, so the critical hits restore HP. And then we have the Blessed Talisman, a Blessed Dew Talisman, which will slowly restore HP. So Logan is just going to continue to heal. He's going to continue to regenerate, and you can't stop it. Can't stop the beast. I love Logan's roar, so that it's just yeah. I figured this playthrough was, I didn't think it was gonna be this easy so far, but yeah, the whole idea here is just to play as plays Wolverine, and I've got I forgot the name, Beast Roar. That's what it was, Beast Roar on the claws, so I can roar and make enemies feel inadequate in front of me, because why not do that? We're going to skip. We could do the little dungeon grave thing here. We have because our stone sword, the keys follow over, so we could totally use that. But I'm gonna skip it for now. I feel like it's a little boring, and I don't want to just go into a boss fight yet. Just want to warm up. Like I said, want to warm up. We are going to, however, go. I mean, we're not gonna go like speed run this thing, but we are gonna go through. I think Margit. Why not? Like I said, I'm not going to be spoiling any Elden Ring stuff here. I'll talk to the NPCs. I won't spoil anything, but I will give little hints and such.
Oh yes, tarnished are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless, without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the round table hold. You are fated it seems, to die in obscurity.
So this is white-faced Var. Yeah, he belittles you. His quest line... I will say there are choices in this game that you would expect stop you from getting into certain other NPC quest lines. This one, I don't believe, stops you from any. It does require some PvP. It doesn't require you to win. It does require
for you,
PvP.
However, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me. Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, the path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave.
Alright, so we are going to straight up take the path. That's what he's talking about here. These don't change, by the way, as you progress through the story.
Grace's guidance will reveal the Castle Storm Vale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godrick the Grafted. It's time you set off, I should think, to Castle Stormvale on the cliff, where Grace would guide you, if you seek the Elden Ring, maidenless as you are.
Alright, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Why not? We're gonna have fun. Let's see what happens. If anyone wants to, there's my thing that tells me what's going on. I was gonna ask if anyone wants me to attempt to kill this guy. See if yeah, why not? Let's do it. So, if you played the game before, you know this is Tree Sentinel is a bane of everyone's existence. I'm not gonna bring up my mimic, by the way, because I think I could bring him in here, and I want to do this without. Really? Okay. Oh. It's generally best, by the way, to, when you're dodging, to dodge into or towards the attack, by the way. And the reasoning for that is that the your hitbox will be out of range, theoretically, if you dodge forward. So you'll see me dodge forward a lot. Obviously, I'm not an expert at the game or anything, but I did want to give that tip. Tends to help me. Hopefully it'll help you, you know, when you time your dodges right, of course. So this is, as I mentioned on the show, there was a reviewer who called New Game Plus a victory lap, and you know what? I kind of am getting that right now, because this guy gave me such a headache when I was first playing the game, and that feels good. That feels good. Take him down. Golden Halberd. Well, we're not going to use any of that, but yeah, let's keep going. So Kale should be what, up here? I played so much of this game. I'm realizing now I played so much of this game while I was watching or listening to other things. I'm realizing that now because the guy pronounced his name as Vare, and
You're
then this guy is
tarnished.
Calais. I knew that though.
I can see it. And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Carly, purveyor of fine goods.
Nice, cheese him from the top of the church, E Sigma. That's. I didn't do that the first time. I should have done that. I'm assuming you were playing ranged of one sort or another. Yeah, I didn't do that on my first playthrough. But
Goodbye.
yeah. So we'll go through. Yeah, like I said, I'm not boss rushing or anything, but I do want to cash in some souls just in case I make a really dumb mistake. Let's cash in some souls. I say souls. I mean, I've been playing. Oh, I can't level up yet. Okay, we'll get there. Forgot about that. I've played so many of the Souls games that I just automatically refer to the runes as souls. So I think everybody does that. I'm not alone in that. 99 arrows. Yeah. Took like 50 to kill a tree sentinel. Not bad, not bad. I will say I did that a little bit for bird farming when in my regular playthrough. Went up to, I want to say that's how I got to like 120, 125 that way, and then legitimately got through the rest, or got to 175 without farming at that point. But yeah, as soon as I heard about the bird farm, I was all about it, just because it made life a little easier. Made it a little easier to get to those top. To get to 60. I was doing a bleed build at the time, and since I was doing a bleed build, I wanted the rivers of blood, as it's kind of what everyone wants, right? So to get that, I needed to have I want to say it's 40 arcane to use it, and I'm realizing now which East Paw. I'm trying to remember which one of these is an AoE. Here's Beast Paw. Dude, I'm trying to AoE. Come on. Alright. Fine. Look, Wolverine's not supposed to run away. Okay? So I'm just taking a swig of whiskey. And then we'll be back at it. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'm playing sloppy, I know. But it's fun. Yeah, I did a bleed build to beat the game, and then when I respec'd and went through the rebirth. In doing that, I was like, kind of figured get ready for a new game plus, do something different, and the bleed build and some of the other builds. Once you have them down, it's really not like the game isn't hard anymore. Or I'd say a lot of the game isn't hard anymore. Bosses still are a challenge, but much of the game just isn't as challenging because you can just plow through so much of it. Rivers of Blood has a really long reach, so it was great, but it's definitely a kind of a meta thing to lean into it, in my opinion.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the Tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless.
Rub it into Wolverine's
I can
face
play
that he
the
can't
role
get
of
with
maiden.
Jean. Thanks.
Turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree. Then it's settled. Summon me by grace to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect. Shall I turn your runes to strength?
Yeah, but I don't think I
Let
have
my
enough
hand
runes.
rest upon you.
I think it's like 210,000,
Share them with me.
220,000 to
Your thoughts, your
to
ambition.
level up. So not quite there yet. We'll get there though. We'll get there. Cool. I'm gonna run through here. Should I? You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's take out the archers first, because that's just annoying. Yeah, why not? This is the victory lap, right? That's what we call it. We're just gonna blast through all the enemies that frustrated us. This is the catharsis of, like, this is the catharsis of, like, you know, I'm back and I'm better. Yeah, remember? Yeah, you wouldn't go to the school dance with me? Well, guess what? I'm all Hugh Jackman now, so... Yeah, kill these giants and everything. 221's our magic number, so... Yeah. Let's do it. Bring out Torrent. I'm gonna guess that, because my flask is at max, I'm gonna guess it's max for New Game Plus as well. Which... So I can still get gold seeds. I don't know what I can do with those. Considering I'm at max. So, by the way, there's a quest that Kale gives you when you talk to him, which I will definitely be doing. But there's a quest that he gives you, and I did in my regular playthrough. I did because I platinumed it. But it tells you to go where the wolves are howling. He doesn't mean there, or where you hear a wolf howl. He does not mean there, though. Another site of grace. Let's go. Godrick.
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken. Even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it. You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale Castle? Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose.
She knows.
Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well,
No.
that makes us two peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off. Or legs. Or your head. want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven. Oh, I know. Can you take this little one along with you? The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little one. It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, can you pass on a message for me? If you see the little chrysalids in Stormvale Castle, tell them I love them. And that, despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough. I'm finally getting the hang of this whole pain thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the chrysalids refer to.
It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, can you pass on a message for me? If you see the little chrysalids in Stormvale Castle, tell them I love them. And that, despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough. I'm finally getting the hang of this whole pain thing, you know?
Alright, so I was trying to remember what she was referring to as the chrysalids, and I'm pretty sure I remember what it is, so we'll run from here, from that. But, yeah, through the castle. I absolutely love this character, though. I love that, like, everyone that she knows and everyone that she, cares about and everything, like, basically, like, came over. Like, they crossed the sea, as she's mentioning, like, they sacrificed all this, and, for her, and now they're part of Godrick the Grafted, and, she looks at that as, like, well, I want to become one with them. Sorry, I was trying to remember what the AoE is on, like, if I had an AoE spell. Yeah, we'll go with this. I should go mostly melee. We'll hit the, yeah, we're about to go through, like, our first, I wouldn't say large group, but, like, our first kind of, I don't know, tougher battle, I would say, or more enemies. I can't remember if my Beast Roar does an AoE, but we are gonna see what we can do. Trying not to play too gutsy here, but yeah, at the same time, like, this is fun. I'll say, I definitely get the whole, like, victory lap aspect, as like I said, I'm playing sloppy here. I totally get the whole aspect of, like, going victory lap, and if you're playing the build that you played, because I've not played as Wolverine, so I definitely get if, if you're starting New Game Plus as the build that you played the game in, I could totally see just, like, destroying. I'm purposely, like I said, I'm playing, I should not be playing this gutsy, but I'm trying to play a little bit in character, of how he would be attacking, like, not just the fact that I'm using the weapons. It's, I'm playing the character. It's a role-playing game. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the claws that I'm using are one of the, like if you look at, like, the ranks, they're nowhere near S tier. I knew that was going to happen, but I don't know why I did that. So the claws are nowhere near an S tier weapon. These are like C tier. This is a fun build. It's not an efficient build, but at the same time, it's not like I'm trying to beat the whole game using a shield or something, because that's hardcore. I'm not doing that, though. Let's rest. Almost got enough to level. Let's see. Do I have Oh yeah, I've got one of these too. There we go. Okay, so we'll throw in a level. Let's do Dex. I'm thinking Dex. I mean, I got the endurance going. Yeah, we'll do more Dex. My blades are scaling off my dexterity, so why not? Summoning pool. So go to our first boss. We killed the tutorial boss. Let's see how this goes.
Foul tarnished.
That's me.
In search of the Elden Ring.
Yes.
Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
There he is. So, Margit, brother of Margot, right? Let me know in the comments if I'm right on that. Pretty sure. Brother of Morgott.
Extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
I just wanted to see how my roar did. By the way, I hate the enemies in this game that have like the really slow wind up, because I'll mistime it, like that. I'll mistime it. You know what? And I didn't.
Thou art of passing skill.
Yeah.
Warrior blood must.
That was fun. That was fun. Yeah, it definitely was. I wasn't expecting to do it on the first try, but yeah, that was some really amateur choices there. So yeah, bring Roger with us. I forgot. Yeah, he's available for this. I was gonna do it without summons, but I'll summon some NPCs because, yeah, because why not? I gotta change my emotes. Wolverine wouldn't be bowing. Well, you know what? No, he would be bowing. For those of you who know, but he wouldn't just bow to anyone. Yeah, I had a feeling this was going to be easier than... Not that I thought New Game Plus was going to be easy, but in the Souls games, New Game Plus can be grueling. This doesn't seem that bad. There we go. Got some souls. Let's hit that. Get that flame, that eternal flame.
In fear of the night, the hands of the fell Omen shall brook thee no quarter.
Oh, Margit, thinking you're all that. Yeah, like I said, this playthrough is going to be just kind of go straight at some things. It is not a speed run.
You there? Come over here, would you?
Here we go.
You're tarnished, aren't you? I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected.
No, you won't.
Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like. pray for your success.
So, this dude, you know what, no, I'm good, actually. Sorry, I was thinking about doing a different quest before I go here, but, yeah, I think I'm good with this. So that little happy fella, will steal your runes. If he's alive, he will steal your runes if you are making your way through any part of Castle Limgrave over here. So he's basically saying, you know, if you go through here, you're going to be completely undetected by the guards. But no, that is not the case, and they will detect you. Not this dude. I wasn't referring to this dude. I mean, this dude will attack you. What I was referring to is he's saying, oh yeah, you'll slip right in undetected if you go through here. But no, the guards definitely know about this area. So he's trying to kill us. That's not a spoiler. That's a warning. Don't be flaming the comments like that. Marred leather shield. I don't even care. Bring it on. Yeah. Getcha. So Wolverine is one of my favorite Marvel characters for a lot of reasons. Some of it is nostalgia, which is the same reason like Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters. It's nostalgia, and even yeah, it's a weird thing, because when I was growing up, I got made fun of for playing video games. I got made fun of for, well, not so much video games as it was like the fact that I really liked video games. When I got into high school, like, it was no longer cool. But like elementary school didn't matter. Middle school was that weird time where like all the kids are trying to like be cool and everything. But it's still a sore spot for me that, like, you know, I spent all my time in school, like, getting picked on, or so much of my time. There's the hook clause if you didn't have them, by the way. I spent so much time of my, like, school time, like, if I wasn't in class, I was getting picked on, like, almost the whole time. And yeah, it's weird that the things that I got picked on for are now, like, you know, Marvel Cinematic Universe and stuff. Like, that's cool now. That was... This dude couldn't wait your turn. Couldn't wait your turn. Yeah, so it's always been a weird thing for me where I'm like, you know, part of it's when you're an adult, like, there's less of a stigma. I say less, it's still there. But there's less of a stigma than, you know, than when you're a kid or whatever. But it's like when you're a kid, like, why, like, you're doing kid things. Those things can include, you know, like video games. Why not? So Wolverine's one of my favorites because I was already... So that's our boy trying to kill us again. Or the first time he tries to kill us. Which I find hilarious that, like... There's another character in this game that also tries to kill you. There we go. I just find it funny that, like, this character tries to kill me, and I don't think there's, like, a lot of dialogue about it, like, at all. Oh, he's trying to shank me. I don't remember that before. I'm gonna let him live. Yeah, I do not remember that. Huh. I remember getting the door shut, and I remember the fight, but I don't remember him trying to shank me like that. So, I'll just let him be, and see what happens. Give it up, man. It is Godrick, isn't it? Or is it just one of these guys? Oh, it's just one of these guys. It's not our dude. Maybe that's why it was like, oh, I don't remember this. It's like, yeah, you don't remember it because that's not what happened. Alright, so ladder, went up here. Let's go. Trying to remember where I did. Oh yeah, it was through here. That journey that I literally just took. I want to go up with the torch. Yeah. Make sure. Am I missing? No, not missing anything. So I was trying to remember how to get to. How to get to that one thing. I mean, I know I have all the gear that I plan on playing, doing this whole playthrough like this with basically no armor. Unless there is a costume, plus there's a gear that looks like Wolverine, then I'm going Logan. So. Trying to remember how to get to that. I can't jump up there. Could jump up there. Definitely got to figure out like what my strategy with this build is like against shield. Against enemies with shields. Because it seems like that's the only thing that's like been a problem so far. And yeah, like I said, this isn't a speed run or anything. Now I'm trying to remember where to go. So we went up here. We got the stabbies. We went down here. Went up. I'm gonna take off the bow, by the way, because it's like why do I see his quiver full of arrows? I don't want to see that. I want to see the his back, Just Wolverine, just huge Jackman running around with his swords, with his sword fingers, with his claws. don't jump down because that's where the thing is, and that's right, because I have to unlock it. It won't pull. Classic design from Software. The classic, our princess is not is in another castle, as we call it, as I call it, or the classic, door does not open from this side. Yeah. God, the leap with Wolverine. Yeah, like I said, I need to figure out. At least that works. Breaking poise is probably going to be something that I do a lot. Or I think I'm dexterity. I think like breaking poise would be more strength based than anything else. I mean, I know I'm going to be able to break it, but it's definitely brute forcing your way through something. So the idea behind this build is like I want to be able to heal myself as much as possible through my strikes. I know that's apparent for anybody watching this. Or I would think that's what the people know, and that was you make little mistakes like that, right? You get too cocky. But it's okay, because Wolverine just picks himself up, literally picks himself up, and goes at it again. I say literally because, like, it's one of my favorite, like, one of my favorite battles of Wolverine and the Hulk, and the Hulk ripping Wolverine in half, and Wolverine crawls back to find his lower half, and then he, like, kind of puts his legs back on, which I always describe to people. It's like he's putting a pair of pants on. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So's the Hulk, right? That's the beauty of it. By the way, we are like a week away from Doctor Strange coming out, and I'm very excited about that. I'm very hopeful. I'm hopeful about some of the rumors that I've been trying to stay away from, but I still hear some. I try to stay away from it because sometimes the rumors like sound so cool, so good, and then like it turns out that the thing that was rumored to be in there isn't like at all. And we can feel like we can ruin the experience for ourselves, I feel like we can ruin the experience for ourselves by by buying into the rumors, if you will, by paying too much attention or putting too much stock into what someone says about as to what someone says about like the about what is rumored to be going on in the movie or whatever. So like the biggest one that comes to mind, the recent, quasi-recent, it's been over a year. What am I talking about? It's been a while. Was WandaVision. Everyone was like, had Mephisto, fever, thinking that Mephisto was going to show up, and I thought it would be cool, but there were so many people who were just, convinced that's what's going to happen. That's what this all leads to. That's what, that's what, and they did correctly say, this is going to tie into some Doctor Strange stuff, but it's like, No Way Home tied more in, ties into this as well. Ties into it a lot. So yeah, we'll see. See how it goes. This is a little rooftop exploring that I did. I don't remember what that is, but I want it. Smithing stone. I mean, my claws are 25, so and I'm almost certain that I can't level them up anymore. Almost certain of that. So, someone saying drop down here. I don't remember dropping down there. We can try it. I mean, I do not remember dropping down there. Well, that worked. And I've got stone sword keys, so yeah, let's do it. Maybe I'll do the roar when like an enemy has a shield. Maybe that'll be something I do. You know, obviously I just want to slash everything. So nothing here. Okay. You're one of the grafted, but you're not the grafted. Trying to act like you're all that. Get out of here. Nice. So that's it's not Gideon, right? It's what's his face? Forgot the guy's name. Yeah, like that. Maybe not 4 of them, but yeah. Get out of here with that. I'm trying to act like you know me. Say, come on for the gods. Say, come on for the gods. Everybody to the limit. Exceed to the limit. Everybody come for the gods. My friend Joe, I asked my friend Jake. They said it was for Halloween gods. Homestar Runner people. Ladder. Oh, there's the ladder. Did I do this before? This is not ringing a bell. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why that is not ringing a bell with me. No, I did this literally just now. No, I did this. Chrysalids Memento. So these are the chrysalids, right? No, maybe? No, these are like mummy things. Flesh. What is... There we go. That unlocks the lift. And now I'm trying to remember how to get there from here. It's arranged. Come on. Really? I mean, I have a bow and arrow. Just trying to... Trying not to use, like, things that Wolverine wouldn't use. But I'm tempted. Come on. I don't know why the beast roar is not affecting them. You can't say it's because they're beasts, right? You can't. That cannot be the reason, because that'd be dumb. Because, you know, that means that, like, the majority of what I'm fighting would, yeah, it means the majority of, like, the enemies that I was fighting would be immune to my attack. So it can't be because it's a beast roar. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Was like, I know there's a ladder. Oh, you know. That's the reason. It's like, why is it not doing any damage? You have no mana. My FP, my force powers. Right, now that I'm here, getting closer. Closer. I've already been here. Man, come on. To get back there later. Yeah, but I've been here. Definitely should have rested at the site of grace a little while ago, but that's fine. We'll be fine. I think we're getting close to one. There he is.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Roger is the name. A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormvale Castle? This place is bristling with tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind. I see. Here to challenge Godrick and lay your hands upon a great rune, are you? You can see it then, I take it. The guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can. I'm tarnished, like you. But unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the longest time. Still, I won't forget how it felt when I first came here, to the lands between. I'm privy to a few magical battle arts. Would you care to learn one? As a fellow tarnished, once guided by grace, I'd love to help you out, if it please.
I'm going to buy them. I don't plan on using them, but...
The battle art you've learned is of the Glintstone family. They were conceived at the Great Academy of Rea Lucaria, to the north of this castle. In the past, they obeyed laws which contravened the Golden Order, or so I'm told. Fascinating, isn't it? That the Golden Order was pliable enough to absorb practices that contradicted itself in the past. With the Order broken, twisted, and in need of repair, such adaptability is more important now than ever.
So I'm gonna double check. I think there's one other NPC that I need to make sure that I hit, if I'm not mistaken, in the castle. Just I want to if I can. Where is? All right, yeah, so where is that on the map? Okay, I'll try to remember it. Right, happy we got to Roger. I thought there was something else there. Could have sworn. Right, so these guys are dead. There's a couple areas that I was like, ooh, I'll drop down here, but I'm thinking like, yeah, that won't work out for me, I don't think. So we'll go through this path because apparently this is the direction I was supposed to be going. Or at least I think it is because it pointed me back here. Even though I guess it's because I jumped down here early. Maybe that's why I'm thinking that. But also, I didn't grab this. So we'll jump over here and we'll jump back over because we did do this area. Yeah, because we did this. Yeah. Yeah, come on, I did all that. I'm trying to remember where to go. Here's where you go. Great, so many of them are already like looking my way. All right. Remember, there's different moves to fight half a dozen people. You do when you're only fighting one. Come on, come on. Get out of here. Get out. Yeah, what are you doing? Successive attacks are supposed to help. That guy's big. That guy's big. Forgot about him. Just like that. And at this point, yeah, no, you can go like right to the side of grace. You know, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's fine. Who's shooting? Who's shooting? Shoot me. My dude definitely needs a shower over here. This is a little messy. We won't do that yet. I guess the I'm less bloody than I was. I guess the sweat is you know, rinsing me off a little bit here. Yeah, so we'll get the save right here. I think I'm getting close, right? Am I close? Maybe. Oh yeah, I should rest at the site of grace. Like, what am I doing? Like, how would I not also rest while I was there, right? I mean, right? Before a giant bird trying to come at me. Thinking like you're from Genosha or something. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's my my Wolverine impression. Get out of here. What you think? What you think? Like you're gonna like bite me? Get out of here. It sounds like Wolverine, right? Sorry, I still didn't do it. I was busy thinking. I'm trying to remember what that was from. Like the. I just love the joking, like, you know, pretending like you're gonna have some accent and you can't do it.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to see whether or not grace truly does guide you, and whether you are fit to face the challenge that entails. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace. Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
Here we are, round table hold.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new Tarnished made their way to the round table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard. Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the round table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer. There's nothing left to say. Be at your leisure.
Ah, hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
Alright, I think I'm good. Go back in the mix. I'm so close, right? I'm pretty sure I'm like right around the corner. Come on. Get out of here. There we go. Might as well. So I'm like, I don't want to get, you know.
Be proud. You were a fine warrior. Your only mistake was your choice of master. Let the winds lift you to a higher place. Well, who do we have here? Tarnished, are you? Clearly not one of Godrick's lot. I am Nepheli Lu. Tarnished and warrior, like you. I'm here by decree of my father. How utterly repellent this is. This grafting of Godrick's ill befits a lord. He's tainted the very winds. If you intend to challenge Godrick, I ask you call upon me. The winds run foul with his deeds. I'm certain father would permit me aid the fight. Apologies, but I've idled long enough. As fellow Tarnished, we must each follow our own guidance. Down whatever road takes us to the throne of Elden Lord. Apologies. As fellow down whatever road takes.
Glad I got to her. Can't remember who the guy is though. Behold lover, therefore see. Okay, yeah. There's some legit, like, you know, good tips in the game, and then there's people who are just, you know, messing about. So, we'll kill him. I know we don't have to. We can just run through. But yeah, let's do it. Because we can, right? I knew that was going to happen. Come on. Let's get some bleed to proc. Right? Like that. Got him enough. You get him to bleed a lot. And yeah, let's do it. rest. We'll call on her to fight with us. Let's see how we do. Yeah. Let's see how we do. Godrick the Grafted versus Wolverine. I'm gonna let the cinematic play.
Mighty dragon, thou the true-born heir, lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights. Well,
Here we go. Let's go.
I command thee. I am the Lord of all that is golden.
I don't think so, bub. There's my Wolverine. Because Wolverine is a stout Canadian dude, not Australian. I knew that was gonna happen. Totally didn't use a rune on it.
Truest of dragons. Lend me thy strength.
It's alright, I'll still take you down. I'm just gonna keep yelling at you. They have nothing on me.
Of all that is golden. And one day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Just like that. That's how I roll. Just like that. Still not enough to level up. That's alright. Well, it was a pretty good run for first broadcast. Hope everybody enjoyed themselves. We'll do this again, continuing to play as Wolverine through Elden Ring, and try to just smash these these wannabe gods. Have fun, everybody.